All right, next up we have Jason Collington. He is a deputy managing editor at the Tulsa World, a place where good news is a part of the conversation each day. Traffic to TulsaWorld.com has grown 80% in the last 4 years, so they are the most popular website for good news in Tulsa.
Thank you so much. I was the last speaker last year, and I'm the last speaker this year, and I'm going to try to do what a good rug does, kind of tie everything together, if you will. One of the things that we do at the Tulsa World every day is we talk about story. And you've heard a lot of stories today. You've seen a lot of people rip off photos from our website and put it in their presentations. And we appreciate that. Our goal, inform and inspire. We were there inside the Capitol when this happened. I'd call this the photo of the year last year. When Mike Simons, one of the most talented photographers, captured a moment and told a story so vividly that thousands more came. How about some bad news first before we get to the good news? Bad news, this is true. Good news, the words inspired by a Tulsa World story, this is now happening. We like it when we let people know about a problem and we let people know about the emotion surrounding it, the people affected by it. Guess what? In Tulsa, things move. This is bad news. And this is a number that grows. It's not going down. Here's the good news. We are partnering with the Oklahoma Heart Gallery. And every month, I get an email from Gay Larson who says, here's some more kids who need adopted. Here's their photo. Here's their story. Please help us get the word out about it. Millions of page views later, I love getting the email from her who says, take this kid out. He's been adopted. If you are not reading these stories, this is what they look like, guys. Read that. That's true in our town. Luckily, we have been able to get dozens and dozens of kids adopted. Some bad news. This happened. Now, what happens in a community when you don't have a reporter have time to look for something? That happens. Curtis Kilman found a mistake and found that there were taxes not being collected. Good news, they fixed the mistake. And now taxpayer money is coming in that should have been coming in the whole time off of this. Why? Because Curtis Kilman had the time to look. Some good news. We've been doing what's been called the Neediest Families Project for a long time. We called it this year Project Santa. We tell the story of families, and guess what? We just hit $7 million this year, raising money to help them. A great partnership with the Salvation Army. We also have 2 career fairs every year. And I have volunteered at every single one since we started because this is what my dad told me I'm put on this earth to do. Get people connected to the right people. We have people walk in with no job and they walk out with jobs every time. This is Austin. Big man on campus in Wagner. Linebacker. He's a bad man. Got cancer. Right after he found out his grandfather had cancer. He was the comeback player of the year at the All-World event. And guess what? At the next All-World event, we've got Ellen's best friend who's going to be our MC. It's a great event for us. Another thing that we kind of do and that we really believe in is investing in downtown. Now, if you haven't had a Munchaco at the Taco Bueno, because of the work we did, we renovated the Palace building, we got the Taco Bueno and the Burger King. Sometimes when you hear what's for dinner, you need a pre-dinner Whopper. We are there for you. We brought that downtown. We also help with 25 nonprofits. We not only help them in telling their story, we also give them some room in the paper. We also help them in any way that we can. We've met with nonprofits who say, we don't know how to tell our story. And that leads me to what's really true. What is a story? Sometimes you have no idea what it is. Guess what? If you look at this definition that's going to come up in 3, 2, is very important. Read this. This is the definition of a story from John Franklin, a Pulitzer Prize winner. One of the Bibles of journalism is writing for story. Make sure you have all these blanks filled in. Because if you do, I contend that this is true. All those memories you have in your mind, all those historical times, it was offered to you by a journalist who told you a story. And so I encourage you to find out what your story is. And today, to really tie it all together, Here's one of the leaders in our community, and here's a quote that I want to get inside you. You've heard all day today what's going on, all the great news. My question is, what are you going to push? What are you going to do? Let's not celebrate the good news in Tulsa only at this event. Let's also walk out of here and know what we're going to push. What are we going to do? Because that quote is very, very true. Thank you all very much. We appreciate it.